If you took all the money from the people of the world and distributed it equally, after a while, some would become rich again, while others would remain poor. Businessman and writer Robert Kiyosaki often highlights this paradox of the financial world. In his view, many of us go through life without learning how to build wealth in a sustainable way. We work hard at our jobs, but end up trapped in a cycle that keeps us in poverty. How can we change this situation and bring more money into our lives? Kiyosaki believes it's enough to follow some of his tips, which we'll discuss in today's video. Welcome to the Leading Finance channel. If you dream of becoming rich, subscribe now. Robert Kiyosaki often says, if you don't have a plan to become rich, then you have a plan to become poor. This is a powerful truth, because many people who believe they are free are actually not. We live according to a predefined plan. We wake up at the time determined by our employer, we follow the same route to work, and we have strictly limited lunch times. This lifestyle imposed by the system benefits the government and businessmen enormously. Kiyosaki believes that our brains are programmed to make other people rich in this way. Billionaires, on the other hand, always go against the grain. They free their minds from financial stereotypes and in doing so, attract millions to their wallets instead of scattering their money to please others. The following tips from Robert Kiyosaki will help you break the habits of poverty and ensure that your life is filled with wealth. First of all, money loves attention. This may seem like straightforward and even banal advice, but it's fundamental to getting out of poverty. After reading a few books on personal finance, you'll realize the importance of ensuring that your expenses don't exceed your income. The best way to do this is by creating a budget. When you look at how the cost of your morning coffee increases over the course of a month, you realize that small, manageable changes to your daily expenses can have a significant impact on your financial situation, just as much as a salary increase. Following a proven path is essential. If you have certain skills, of course, you should monetize them. Many people are good at this, but in 90% of cases, the problem is that they give up on self-development, believing that their skills are enough, or they get involved in development in a very narrow area. However, the human brain cannot stand still. It only develops if it is constantly stimulated. Wealthy people are multifunctional. Their visions and abilities often go beyond common understanding. Neuropsychological research has shown that the more areas of the brain are activated and challenged, the greater the chances of financial and personal success. The more you develop your skills, the more flexible your brain becomes, which means you'll remain at the peak of your mental capabilities for longer. Set aside at least 30 minutes a day to develop something, even if it's a skill you find fascinating but haven't yet found a practical application for. Believe me, one day you will need that skill. These brain exercises will be useful in many other activities. Forget the words "the day after tomorrow" and avoid the habit of procrastinating. Many people tend to live not just for tomorrow, but for the distant future, asking themselves, how can I get rich? But never take concrete action. They wait for circumstances to align perfectly and for the right moment to arrive. But this is a trick of the brain that wants to remain in a stable comfort zone. Of course, you shouldn't just step out of that zone into chronic stress, but start today. Make a list of goals and think about them for at least an hour. Honestly, select what you want to achieve over the next year. Plan actions that depend exclusively on you and create a timetable to start working on your success from now on. Even small changes will grow gradually, like a snowball. Decide what really brings you joy. Money follows joy, but joy never follows money. It's an illusion to think, I'm going to get rich now and live later. This leads people to the point where money doesn't bring happiness. If you do what you love and enjoy what you do, it will be much easier to make money. A person who has many frustrations in life, a job they hate, and is in a destructive relationship creates a cage for themselves. At some point, that cage captures all spheres of life, including finances. When you start to enjoy your work and surround yourself with people who inspire and encourage you, everything will become much easier and more fluid. Being in a positive and stimulating environment is crucial to personal and financial success. In crises, opportunities often arise, that force us to think outside the box and innovate. In times of difficulty, creativity can flourish, leading to solutions that would not otherwise have been considered. One of the principles most emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki in his lessons on personal finance is the importance of paying yourself first. Regardless of the amount of debt you may have, whether it's with student loans or credit cards, and no matter how modest your salary may seem, it's essential to prioritize setting up an emergency fund. This habit may seem simple, but its importance cannot be underestimated. The ability to set aside a portion of your monthly budget, no matter how small, for emergency savings can be the difference between weathering a financial crisis and navigating it with peace of mind. Having a financial cushion prepared for emergencies can not only free you from unexpected financial problems, but also provide invaluable peace of mind, allowing you to sleep better at night. The regular practice of saving money, treating it as a mandatory monthly expense, will soon result in more than just emergency savings. You'll be creating a fund for retirement, vacation, or even a down payment on a house. While it is easy to deposit funds into a savings account, it is important to be aware that these accounts often offer low yields, often insufficient to combat the effects of inflation. Don't hesitate to explore other investment options, such as stocks, bonds, or even small business investments, to potentially increase the return on your savings. A fundamental concept in finance, often mentioned by Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is the difference in mentality between rich and poor people. While poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them. This philosophy not only differentiates wealth accumulation, but also highlights the importance of financial freedom. While we have no control over in-store prices or the global economic situation, we do have complete control over our spending habits and financial decisions. The ability to avoid impulsive purchases and to always be prepared for potential economic adversity is crucial. Each of us has the power to transform our lives and move away from an oppressive financial system, taking steps towards financial freedom and prosperity. Finally, if you want to continue learning and improving your financial education, consider following content and subscribing to channels dedicated to topics about money and investments. These resources can offer valuable insights that will help you build a strong financial foundation and forge a path towards financial independence.